Bim bum, bim 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 bum. La da 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 da. La da da. Oh my. Good morning, Boker Tov. Had a little bit of camera karma. I don't know what was going on. We had camera gremlins overnight. They refocused or re-aimed the cameras. They do that ever so often, and we don't quite understand why. But I think we are focused now, and I hope some of you have joined me. Now I need a kippah. Oh, here we go. Not to worry. Ah, boy. So it's nice to daven with you. I'm going to go on FaceTime. Maybe I can see some of you. Say hi to some of you. Sometimes, oh, there we go. So it's nice to daven. There we go. I can see what you see, which is nice. Now, you may notice that the camera is pulled out a little bit because I've been doing some stretching exercises, meditative exercises at 9:30 every morning this week. And so I want you to see. I didn't want my head to disappear as I stood up. So if you want to stay with me through meditation or mindfulness meditation at 9:30, you might get the benefit of some stretching, and that's always good for our spirits. Okay, so we begin with the blessing of the Talit, as we do every time we daven in the morning. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddishanu v'mitzvotav lehitatef b'tzitzit. We let the talis hang over our shoulders for a moment. We feel it on our bodies. We feel enveloped by God, by Torah, by the Jewish people. We feel connected to 4,000 years of Jewish history and tradition. Hey, Allah, I'm so glad you could be with us. And Marlene, Boker Tov. And now the tefillin shel yad. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahaniach tefillin. Tefillin shel rosh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mitzvot tefillin. Erestichli leolam erestichli b'tzedek uv'mishpat v'rachamim erestichli v'emunah v'yadat et Adonai. Very good. Now, let's just take a moment to focus our minds, to be in this place at this time and no other place. And for the next few moments, let us be our prayer. Let us so focus on our prayers that we lose a little bit of that self-consciousness that prevents us from flowing with God. You know, when we let go of the ego, God begins to sing through us. Just take a moment. If thoughts are arising, just let them go. Sit still. Take a couple of breaths. And now we continue with Ma Tovu. Ma Tovu. Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Ma Tovu. Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. We continue with the Nisim B'chol Yom, page 36. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Asher Natan Lesech Vivina Lechachin Ben Yom Uvein Laila. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Pokeach Ivrim. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Matir Asurim. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Zokef Kefufim. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Roka Haaretz Al Hamayim. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Hamechin Mitzadei Gaver. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Malbish Arumim. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Hanoten La'ayef Koach. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Hama'avir Sheina Me'inai Utnuma Me'afapai. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Sha'asani B'Tselem Elohim. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Sha'asani Ben Chorin. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Sha'asani Yisrael. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Ozer Yisrael B'Gvura. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam, Oter Yisrael B'Tifara. And we continue with the Pasukei de Zimmerah, page 50. Baruch Shahamar V'Haya Ha'olam, Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu. Baruch Sha'amar V'Haya Ha'olam, Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu. Baruch Oseh V'Reshit, Baruch Omer Ve'oseh. Baruch Gozer U'Mekayem, Baruch Merachem Al Ha'aretz. Baruch Sha'amar V'Haya Ha'olam, Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu. Baruch Ata Adonai Melech Mechalal Batishbachot. Page 52, the first four stanzas of the Ashrei, and then we're going to skip to the very last stanza. Ashrei yoshvei veitecha, od yahalu chatzela, Ashrei ha'am shekachalo, Ashrei ha'am she'Adonai Elohav, Tihilala David, Aramimcha Elochai HaMelech, Avracha Shimcha Leolam Va'ed, B'chol Yom Avreka, V'yachalal Shimcha Leolam Va'ed, Gadol Adonai Mechalal Me'od, Ugelato Ein Cheker, Dole Dore Shabach Ma'asecha, Ugevaratecha Yagidu, bottom of page 53. Tihilat Adonai yedaber pi, vayevarech b'sar shem kodsho le'olam va'ed, v'anachnu nevarech ya, me'ata v'yad olam. Hallelujah. Page 55, Psalm 150. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah el bekocho, hallelujah kirya uzo, hallelujah bigvuratav, hallelujah kerov gudlo, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, take a shofar, hallelujah, never chinor, hallelujah, betofu machol, hallelujah, beminim ve'ugav, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, tziltzalei shama, hallelujah, tziltzalei trua, kol hanshama tel hallelujah, kol hanshama tel hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Page 56. Yishtabach shimcha la'ad malkeinu, ha'el ha'melech ha'gadol ha'kadosh b'shamayim uva'aretz. Ki lachana Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'yemotenu shir shivcha halel v'zimra oz ha'memshala netzach gedola gevara tehila v'tiferet kedosha malchot barachot v'hodaot me'ata v'yad olam baruch ata Adonai el melech gadol v'tishbaot el ahodaot hadona neflaot Habocher b'shirei zimra melech el chei ha'olami Yitgadal v'yitkadash shamei rabba Be'alma devrach erotei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon v'yomechon Uv'chayedechol beit Yisrael Bagola, bagola Uvizman karivimaru, Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach, leolam ome'al maya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, yitbar, v'yitrumam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitalal, shmei dekudesha b'richu, Le'elam in kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran bi'alma v'yimaru. Amen. And we rise for the Baruch Hu on page 58. Lai, 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 lai. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Barichu et Adonai HaMevorach. Barichu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam aved. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam vaed. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy you illumine the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness you daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, Adonai. In wisdom you formed them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai, our God, for the excellent work of your hands, and for the lights you created. May they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we may all swiftly merit its radiance. Praise to you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hameorot. Page 62. Ve'harer ineinu betoratecha, ve'dabek libeinu b'mitzvotecha, ve'yached levavenu le'ahava u'lera'et shemecha, ve'lo nevosh ve'lo nikalem ve'lo nikashel le'olam vaed, ki v'shem kodshecha hagadol v'hanora batachnu, nagila v'nismecha, nagila v'nismecha v'shuatecha. Baruch atah Adonai abocher b'amo Yisrael be'ahava. The Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto leholam vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anuchi mitzavacha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvelechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam lo'ot al yedecha v'hayu latotafot bein enecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvihi sharecha leman tiskaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedushim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'elokim ani Adonai Elohechem emet. And now Micha Mocha on page 72. Micha Mocha Belim Adonai, Micha Mocha Nedar Bakodesh, Norat Ilot O Seifele, Norat Ilot O Seifele, Shira Chadasha Shibechu Giulim, L'Shimcha Al Sfat Hayam Yachat Kulam, הודו והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל, קום אבי עזרת ישראל, ופתחנו ממך יהודה וישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל. Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. And we rise for the tefillah on page 76. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imaot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen. Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah, Ata Gibor L'Olam Adonai, Mechayei Meitim Atarav, Lehoshia, Mashiva Ruach, Umarid Hagashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayei Meitim Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar michamocha baal givurot umido melach melech memid umechaye umatzmiach Yeshua v'nemanata l'chachayot meitim. Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hametim. Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam kashem shemakdishim oto b'shmei marom. Kakatuv al yad nevi'echa v'kara ze el ze v'yamar. Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzvot, Melech ol haaretz kevodo. Lumatam Baruch Yomeru, Baruch kevod Adonai mimkomo. Udivrei kodshecha katuv leimor, Yimloch Adonai leolam, Eloha yichzion, Ledor vador, Hallelujah. Ledor vador nagid gad lecha, ulenetzach netzachim kedushatcha nagdish, v'shivacha Eloheinu mipino lo yemush levolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. I'm going to do a little bit of a meditative speculation here. Something that just occurred to me. I think it's relevant to our prayer life, and it's certainly relevant to our meditative life. I remember when I was a teenager, judo became a very popular sport. It was a way of self-defense. It was a method of self-defense. And it was also kind of, it had a philosophical aspect to it. The word judo means gentle way. Gentle way. And part of it, a part of the idea of judo, a great deal of it, was using your opponent's own energy to dispel their attack on you. You sort of, when someone would attack you, instead of resisting like this, what you did, you you more or less moved in a circle, and you moved the energy in a direction, using the power of their thrust. And you might use it to disarm them in a way, to make them less of a threat. When you're meditating or when you're praying, thoughts are continually come into your mind to distract you. If you try and stop them like this, you fight them. I'm going to clear my mind. I'm not going to think about whatever. It's almost a losing battle. I think a judo kind of approach, a gentle way, seeing the thought come up and seeing the strength that it brings, the energy that it brings, and instead of fighting it, just guide that thought, guide that impression, that image, that dialogue, that whatever it is. Let it use its own force to leave your field of vision. Acknowledging it in a gentle way and letting it pass by without disturbing you, without affecting you. Think of this as you pray for the next moment or two. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'himeru imeru amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'himeru Amen. And we rise for the Aleinu. Page 586. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula yotzeh breshit, shelo asanu kagoyei haratzot, velo samanu Kamishpachot Adama, Shalo Sam Chelkenu Kahem, Vegor Aleinu Kachol Hamonam, Va'anachnu Korim, Umishtachavim Umodim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'nemar, V'haya Adonai, Lamelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, ushamo echad. The Mourner Scottish. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, v'yalmad evarach eroteh v'yamlich malchuteh. B'chaychon v'yomechon v'chayedech Beit Yisrael Bagalav Yizman Kariv Imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Leolam Olam Elamaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitrumam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei Dekuchabrichu Le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'am yaran v'yalma v'yimra amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimra amen. Osei shalom b'mrumav v'ya'asei shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oh, boy. Allah. You know, I wonder if you're still on with me. I haven't seen you for the better part of a year. I hope you're doing well. In Kelohenu, 6:26. Ein Kelohenu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kemalkenu, ein Kamoshienu, Mi Elohenu, Mi Chadonenu, Mi Chemalkenu, Mi Chamoshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Lemalkenu, Nodel Lemoshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkenu, Baruch Moshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. So keep that idea of that grows out of judo, the gentle way. Keep that idea in mind today. When negative energy comes your way, and negative energy can come from an external source, or it can actually come from an internal source, you know. Or Yetzer Hara, as we call it in Hebrew, or evil inclination, something. It's there to distract you. It's there to distract you from your higher self, your Yetzer Tov. When you start tuning into your spirituality, guess what? The ego gets all excited and it wants to distract you, and it brings all sorts of random thoughts and feelings and anxieties into your mind. It wants to sow the seeds of self-doubt and self-worth and peace and tranquility. It doesn't like that. It doesn't like those qualities. It thrives on chaos. You know, the ego kind of thrives on chaos. The ego likes issues. The ego likes to find things wrong. The ego likes to be busy all of the time. And it just cannot seem to tolerate when we find a moment of peace and a moment in which we can focus our minds on whatever it is in front of us. Okay, so remember, judo, the gentle way, deflecting negative energy, using its own strength to usher it in a more positive direction, like this. Negative energy comes your way, and you, instead of fighting it, like this, you guide it. And you use its own power, its own acceleration to dissipate it. Okay, keep that in mind today. Okay, so we've been doing some stretching. I really want you to know this routine and know it well. And so we did it yesterday. We did it the day before yesterday. We're going to do it tomorrow. That's our theme this week. And next week we will be off to something else. So put your feet about a foot apart. It's kind of shoulder width apart. And you look forward, your back straight, your chin parallel to the floor, and focus out in front of you. Just be still for a moment. Feel the earth under your feet supporting you. Be aware of your feet. Be aware of your legs, your back, your head. Be aware of how your hands just kind of hang down there by your sides. And now, as we breathe in, we allow our arms to rise up. Breathing softly as the arms rise up. As if we're about to take flight. Notice what's happening in your shoulders. Notice what's happening in your hands. Notice what's happening in your neck. Keeping your focus out in front of you. Your palms parallel to the floor, to the ground. And you look out in front of you. And you breathe easily through the nose. And now we allow our arms to slowly descend. And we're back where we started from. Letting our hands just hanging there by our sides. What are you feeling now? In your body, what are you feeling? What parts of your body are you aware of? What are you feeling in your knees, in your feet, in the small of your back? Looking straight ahead. We allow our arms to slowly ascend as we breathe easily. We're going to bring our hands up like we did before. Looking straight ahead. And as our hands are parallel to the floor, we turn our palms over. And our ascent upward continues, using different muscles in our neck and shoulders and arms. We continue to look straight ahead, breathing regularly. We allow our head to rise, our sight to be focused above us. And we bring our hands to about 6 inches apart from each other. And we look up and we stretch upward. Breathing regularly, just softly, easily, we stretch And now we allow our hands to descend once more, palms further and further away from each other. Until our hands are parallel to the floor, and we turn our palms over, and we allow our hands to descend slowly all the way down to the side of our thighs. And we just stand there for a moment, rooted in the earth, looking straight ahead. Our knees slightly bent, if that makes us a little more comfortable. And now, starting with just the left hand this time, feel it ascending with every breath, getting a little higher as you gaze straight ahead. As your hand reaches to a place where it's parallel with the ground, turn your palm over and continue the ascent upward. And allow your gaze to rise up above you. And start bringing your right hand down your right thigh as you look at your left palm and you stretch. Keep your back straight. Don't bend over if you can help it. Don't hurt yourself. Just go to the edge of your comfort. Notice what's going on in your left hip. Breathe into it. And now, straighten up. Let your right hand descend up your right thigh as your left hand descends. And you're looking straight ahead now. As your hand is parallel to the ground, turn it over and let it descend. Now, as thoughts come into your mind, be gentle with them and use the energy that they enter your mind with to usher them out and bring your focus back to your body. Now, the right hand, slowly rising. As you're gazing out in front of you, your hand parallel to the ground. You turn your right hand over, your right palm facing heavenward, and you begin to lean to the left. You allow your left hand to descend along the left thigh, and your gaze goes upward, and you can see your right palm as it goes past your head, and you feel the stretch on your right side. Just go to the edge of comfort, not too much. Don't hurt yourself. Just go a little further than you did yesterday. Feel that stretch. Breathe into it. And now you begin the descent of the right hand as the left hand begins to rise up along the left thigh. Your gaze goes out in front of you. Your hand turns toward the earth as when it becomes parallel to the earth. And you allow your hand to descend all of the way. Now let's do some shoulder rolls. This is the way we're going to do them. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Take a breath. And then just breathe easily in and out. And allow your shoulders to go back. Bring those shoulder blades together. And then you go downward. Keep your stomach in. All the way around to the front and up again toward the ears. Roll them over, roll the shoulders over to the back, feeling those shoulder blades coming together. And you roll your shoulders down. One more. Just stretch out the back a little bit. The upper back. You've been sitting too much. We've all been sitting too much, right? During COVID. And now, backwards 3 times. Go back, up toward the ears, down the front of your body. Again, back, stomach in, shoulder blades touching, rounding the shoulders to the ears as they rise. One more. Lifting those shoulders toward the ears. Rest. Just sway back and forth for a moment, being aware of every sensation in your body. Fully awake, fully aware of what's going on. Awake, awakened to what's going on in your body, what's going on in your mind. Okay, one last one. Let your right hand rise. This is picking fruit, right? And as it gets to be parallel with the floor, turn the palm over. Let the hand rise, maybe a little quicker than we did before. And just with the right hand, stretch up like you're picking fruit. And bring your left heel off of the ground as the right hand stretches upward. Breathe into it, stretch. This is so good for the lower back. Breathe into it. Bring your hand down now. Let your left heel descend to the floor as the right hand comes down and touches the side of your right thigh. And now we'll do it with the left hand. We're going to pick some fruit with the left hand. The left hand rises. When it's parallel to the floor, we turn over the palm. And we continue the ascent upward. And we look upward at that delicious fruit hanging up there. And we stretch for it. We stretch and we lift our right heel up as we reach with the left hand. The right heel is lifted from the ground. Feel that stretch in the lower back. Breathe into it a few times. And now, let the right heel touch the ground or the floor. The left hand descending until it's parallel to the ground. And you'll let it descend all the way down. Take a seat for a moment. I hope that feels good. I hope that stretches you out and opens you up to experiencing everything that God brings your way today. Take a few breaths. Close your eyes. Let God's song flow through you with every breath. Take a deep breath and release it. Open your eyes. Ooh, I'm going to stretch a little bit. Although we've been stretching, I don't know if that's really necessary. I always say that anyway. So, Boker Tov, everyone. Boker Or. And to those of you watching from northern climes, we hope that you'll stay warm and you'll keep us in your hearts, and you will tune in on a daily basis, and we'll send you some of this Florida sunshine. We seem to be the only part of the country right now that's warm. But your hearts are warm. Our hearts are warm, and when we bring our hearts together, we form a warm community. Boker Tov, Boker Or. And remember to smile and to bring a smile to the face of at least one other person that you encounter on your journey today. See you soon.